This video is a short introduction to Excel. You can follow along in this Google Doc that I will link in the description to the video. Let's start with the structure of Excel. Excel workbooks consist of Excel worksheets. At the top, we've got the quick access toolbar. We've got these tabs. We've got the ribbon. We've got the formula bar. And then the main screen consists of cells, and each cell has a row coordinate and a column coordinate. In this video and in working with Excel, we're going to try to use keyboard shortcuts as much as possible rather than the mouse. Let's start by typing something in cell B2. Let's type 2020. Let's say that's a year. And then we want that year to extend to 2021, 2022, 23, 24, something like that. So we're going to type in a formula that starts with an equal sign. We're going to start with B2. We're going to add 1 to it, and we have 2021. And then we can extend that formula. We can copy and paste that formula over to the right. And we can do the old way, would be to do Control-C and then highlight where we want that formula to be copied and do Control-V, and it's going to paste over there, noticing that the column coordinate gets automatically updated. If we copy the formula to the left, the column coordinate gets updated by one column. If we were to copy a formula down, then the row coordinate would get updated, so that Excel knows what we're trying to do. Let's do Control-Z. Let's do it a faster way. A faster shortcut to copy a formula to the right would be to just start with the cell that has our formula, highlight cells to the right, and do Control-R, and it's going to copy those cells to the right. Fantastic. How about we fill the first two cells with a different color than the last 3 cells. Let's say these first 2 years are the actual years that we have, and the last 3 columns, the last 3 years are projected years. So how can we change the fill color? Again, using the shortcut, we could do Alt-H. It's going to take us to the home ribbon. And we're going to start with age, and let's select this just plain old gray fill color for that. And let's select different color. Let's say age, maybe light green for the projected years. Let's also introduce some special formatting. So let's say we want that 2020 and 2021 to have A at the end, so that it is clear that those are the actual years, or whatever data we're going to put underneath those years will be the actual financial results, whereas the rest of it is going to be projected financial results. So we're going to use a custom formatting for this. I highlight those 2 cells that I want to format. I'll do Control-1 to bring up the format cell window using the arrow key. I'm going to navigate to the numbers tab. Tab key takes me to custom, and a tab key, I'm going to do just 0 for a number, and a letter A that will be followed. That will follow that number with 0 decimal places. Right? If I did something like 0.0, it would give me 1 decimal place. I don't want that in just a year. It's going to be an integer. Let's enter. We've got that for the actual. Let's do the same thing for these 3 years. Again, Control 1. We'll navigate to custom and do 0p for projected, something like that. Fantastic. Okay. Well, let's actually give those columns some headings. So let's make the these 2 years. Let's put projected over those 2 columns. No, actually, let's put actual for those 2 columns, and let's put projected for these 3 columns. Now, I'd like these labels to be centered above these 2 columns here and projected over the 3 columns over here. Now, I could merge the cells. In financial models, it's a big no-no. Because if you want to extend the model, if you want to add a column, add a row, merge cells cause a problem. So there's a quick trick. Instead of merging the cells, we can highlight the cells over which we want that label to be centered, and center across selection. So again, I did Control 1 to bring up the format cell. And format cell window, and now let's go to alignment, and let's select center across selection, and we're going to say okay to that. You can see that that actual label is in B1 cell, but it's centered across both columns B and C. And we'll do the same thing with projected. Again, Control 1, alignment. We're gonna select cell center across selection. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. What else can we do here? All right, well, let's bring up some row headings. Let's add some data to these column headings. And I have those headings in a different sheet. You can see at the bottom, there's a row headings. I can use a control page down to bring me to that sheet. I can use control page up, control page down to toggle between different worksheets. Let's highlight this data, control C, control page up, and let's put it here. Let's do, actually, let's put it in cell A4, control V to paste that data, paste that actual data. Let's make the column a little wider. Let's make the column A a little wider. So we could do control space to select a column. And let's do Alt H and O and W for column width. So let's give it 27 points. So it's a little bigger. Fantastic. Let's make some of these numbers bold. For instance, let's make gross profit bold. That's Control B. Let's make EBIT bold, and income before taxes. Sure, let's make that bold as well, and net income. So those are some of the highlights that we're going to need. Let's calculate these things. Let's calculate gross profit. Gross profit is just going to be revenue minus cost of goods sold, and let's Control R. Let's copy that just 1 over. We could probably copy that all the way into the projected years, but let's leave that for now. Operating profit is going to be just the gross profit minus SG&A minus depreciation, Control R, and income before taxes is EBIT minus interest, Control R, and net income finally is income before taxes minus taxes. No big deal here. Okay. So we've got some nice calculations here. And let's make all of these numbers. Let's actually do it for all of the where we're going to have some numbers. Let's give them an accounting format. So we're going to do Control-1 for format cells. Let's select number. We're going to use accounting. And we're going to use 0 decimal places and no money sign. Keep it like that. So accounting format is nice because it's going to show us negative numbers in parentheses. And I mean, if you have just positive numbers, it creates, you could see that it created space on the right so that if there is a negative number, the digits actually align. Okay, now let's do something a little different. Let's do another formatting trick. I want the formulas to look different than hard-coded numbers. You see that we hard-coded some numbers like revenue or cost of goods sold, and some numbers we calculated like gross profit. And we want to differentiate those. So let's see if we can select formulas from hard-coded numbers. Because we could do it sort of one by one, but that's a little tricky. Well, it's a little tedious to do it in a big spreadsheet. So let's highlight all of these numbers. Actually, let's highlight them all the way here. And let's do F5. And we're going to go to special. So we're gonna, using the tab key, I can go to special, and I want to select, well, I want to select constant. So that's O. And I will say okay to that. You can see now I selected just the hard coded numbers. Now I can do Control-1, and I can do font. And I'm gonna select a color. I'm gonna go to more colors. I'm gonna do a custom color. Custom color that is just plain blue, just 0 red, 0 green, and 255, which is the maximum amount of blue. And I'll say okay to that. And okay to that, and all of the numbers that were hard-coded are in blue. Let's select this row. So Shift space, and then Control Shift plus, and let's do one more plus. And let's put a label over what we just started creating. We started creating income statement. Let's put some color on that heading. Control-1. Well, actually, sure, we could do that. We can do fill, and let's select nice gray fill. Yeah, that will work nicely. And probably let's Control B, make that bold. We could use a different color, but bold will do just fine for now. And let's do something up here. We're going to put model inputs. So sure, let me first write model inputs, and let's highlight that. Control-1 fill. We're gonna use the same gray for that. Actually, let's use the font color. Let's make it white. Okay, is that okay? Yeah, that looks, it's a little hard to see. So maybe that gray should be a little grayer for now. Let's leave it. And model inputs. So what we're going to do is we're going to do sales growth, sales growth. And we're going to calculate sales growth, and sales growth is going to be, we can't calculate it for 2020 because we don't know 2019, but we can surely calculate it for 2021. That's going to be the ending sales figure minus the beginning sales figure divided by the beginning sales figure, and that gives us 0.1, which is 10%. Let's format that as a percent. That would be Control-Shift percent sign. That's a formula, remains black, so that's pretty good. So if we think that sales growth is going to continue at 10% per year, we could make a projection for revenue in 2022 through 2024. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start with revenue value in 2021 and increase it by 1 plus the growth rate that we calculated for 2021, which is in cell C5. Now, we will want to copy that formula to the right for 2023 and 2024, but we don't want the column coordinates to update as we copy to the right. In order to lock those coordinates, we need to put $ around that cell address, and we can do that using F4. We close the parentheses, hit enter, and we have we're projecting sales to be 121 in 2022. And let's just copy to the right, and we have projection for revenue going forward.